What's up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. So as I promised in the very first video I posted on our channel, my main goal here is to share with you what I have learned during the past few years. The topics that we have covered so far focused on web development. We talked about 3JS, animations using GreenSock, we did micro interactions. We even did a video on Webflow to show you what you guys can do there. But starting this video, I'm going to actually have a series on Flutter. And for those of you who don't know what Flutter is, it's basically an open source framework by Google that allows you to build native applications for iOS, Android, web, or even like desktop apps. The thing about Flutter is that every app that you build, it's just built of different widgets, what they call widgets. So you have like this card, for example, here, it can be a widget, the text here is a widget, the bottom navigation bar, you have icon widgets, you have images, and so these come pre-built with Flutter, and there are so many widgets that you can use. But every widget has its own properties, and sometimes there is something about a widget that you really want to change, for example an animation, and then it might not allow you to do that. It's like hard-coded for the widget, and then you need to go ahead and start building your own widget just so that you have everything, but just the one thing that's different is just the animation. So we're gonna talk about that, and this is something that I came across when I was trying to build something for one of my personal projects. This is an expansion tile widget, and basically what it does, if you tap on it, you can see like the content of it appears, and then when you tap again it collapses, and that's what an expansion tile is. But what I wanted was to add some kind of animation. This default like ease in, ease out animation was not really what I wanted. So instead of like building this whole widget from scratch, I actually just was able to customize it. And if this is like what I wanted like a customized animation. And this video I'm gonna show you how you can easily do that without having to build your own custom widget from scratch, just using what Flutter provides you, and then you can do anything that you want to do with any widgets. And this technique applies to any other packages or libraries that you can get from pub.dev as well. It's not just the Flutter built-in widgets. So what I'm gonna show you in this video will also apply to those packages. But before we get started, one last note, if you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button below and turn the notifications on so you're the first to know when I publish a new video. So without further ado, let's get started. So I have a brand new project here, just using the Flutter create command. I've created a new Flutter project, and inside main.dart file, I've just like cleaned up a little bit, and for my home page I have a stateless widget with my scaffold and the column as body, and then I have my expansion tile here. So if I run the app right now at this stage, let's do it and see what we have. Okay, so the app is running now, and this is what we have here, the original like default expansion tile. I have a leading icon here, then I have title, subtitle, and a trailing icon, and for my children I have like the two list styles that you see here. Now the goal for us is to customize this one and change the animation. That's all I need to do right now. So as I said, the first thing that you might think is just to like create your own widget, but Always take a look at the widget properties and try to see if there is something that you can change to get what you want. If there is not something there that helps you to achieve what you want, you can always hold command or control and click on this on the widget name, and it's gonna show you the source code for that widget. And this is what we're gonna actually look into and update this source code, not this actual source code, but a copy of this, and then use that as our custom expansion tile. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna create a new folder and I'm gonna call it widgets, and here I'm gonna create a new file. I'm gonna call it custom expansion tile .dart, and I'm gonna copy the whole thing from here to my custom expansion tile. And so obviously there are some stuff that we need to fix here, but our focus again is gonna be on the animation. So we're still gonna keep like the properties, these properties that I have here, just like change the animation in this code. So just a quick look at this code. You can again, this applies to any other widget or library that you can find on pub.dev. You can like look at the code and just remove the things that you don't need. Normally, like a lot of these comments are good for the widget, but like if you don't really you know what's happening, you can just like get rid of them. So here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get rid of these comments all the way over here, and then all I need in my constructor here in my properties is I need the leading, because I have a leading icon. I need the trailing, and I have the title, subtitle, and children. So you can like click on these and control F and like look more in details what these are doing, but I've already done that, so I'll let you guys to take a look at that. What we're gonna do, we're just like get rid of all these comments here. So I get rid of that. I don't need this expansion change. I do need children, trailing, initially expanded, and maintain state. So we can actually look for this one and see where this one is used. We have initially expanded as false, so we can actually replace this with false. And then if we go back up, I can just like get rid of it. And maintain state, we can do the same here. And I'm just showing the process to you because I want you to know how you can like apply this to any other widget. So this was set as false, so the not false is gonna be true here, so I'm just replacing that over here. And then let's get rid of that as well. You can keep the style padding, or if you don't want it, you can get rid of it. Oops, not that tile padding, we don't need this. Not the colors, we're good, we don't need these. And then like the control affinity, it's used in some places in the widget actually. If you don't know something why it's used, or you're like not sure if you have to remove it or not, you can actually leave it there. Just as an example, we're gonna do the same with this one here. So I'll leave the control affinity here, and then I'm just gonna remove that text. I have my super key here, I need the colon here, and then make sure we also remove the properties that we already removed from the constructor up here. So we need title, subtitle, I have my children, background color, I don't need these, I need the trailing, and then last one is my control affinity. Let's keep that. So this way now I have everything that I need. And there's an error here, and that's because we need to import material.dart, and that actually takes care of a lot of our errors here. Then for the ones that we removed, if you see a place that they are here, like this widget, this constructor widget was there, we can remove that. We don't need that. And then there are some like warnings that we have here to add, like curly braces for if statements. You can do that. Just VS Code gives you options to do that. For the padding, you can like we had the tile padding here. You can either just like get rid of this or assign your own. For the alignment, you can just again assign your own. And as you can see down here, we have some animation stuff also. For colors, we just like apply the theme colors. If you want to make it customized, you can keep those values or change these colors here. And then for the background color twin, I'm just actually going to get rid of that. So basically we are almost done with getting rid of the things that we don't need with this package and with this widget, and you can do the same thing for any package. So now I have everything here, and what I need to find is what's controlling my like collapse and expand animation here. And if you look a little bit closer, you can see there is this animation controller here and also my height factor controller. So obviously I've gone through the code, and I kind of know these two are in charge of that animation, but again, you can like do the same thing with any other widget and like check basically what's happening when you tap on this. So if I tap on this, there's this handle tap, and that's changing this like controller forward and reverse. So we know for sure that this controller is actually part of this opening and closing. And then for the height factor, if you like look closer here, if I look in this build widget build children here, you can see that the height factor is being animated, basically the value on that, and it's going like from 0 to 100% or whatever the final height factor is. So those are the two main components, the main parts of this code that we need to fix for our animation. For the controller, I'm just going to change the duration here. You can just change any properties that you want. Given a 500 milliseconds duration for like forward animation, and for reverse also the same. I'm just putting it here because you might want to change it. If you don't do reverse, it's gonna be the same time, but maybe I want to have it longer, like 1 second. And then for the height factor, that's where the easing happens. So I have this ease here, and if you look at this ease in tween here, you can see that my curve tween is ease in. So that's why this like ease animation kind of happens, and this is like hard coded here, so I wasn't able to change it through the properties that this widget gave me. And by the way, we can get rid of this one as well here, we don't need that. And now here for this height factor, we can apply a curved animation actually, and that's what I'm gonna do here. So right here, I'm gonna replace it with a curved animation. And now here I can play with this guy over here. So my curve animation is going to be elastic out, and then we can also add the reverse curve here since we have the reverse duration, and we can do curves whatever you want. I can do, I don't know, fast linear to slow ease in, or you can keep it the same elastic out, which I had in the original example that I showed you. So just so that you can see we can do different things, I'm keeping it different, and that should be it. So basically you don't really need to actually care about anything else here. Of course, just make sure nothing is wrong. You can do multiple tests for that, and once it's all good, you can go ahead and I'm just gonna copy this whole thing here, just duplicate it, and instead of expansion, I'm gonna do custom expansion tile, and I'm going to one thing we forgot to do is for this expansion tile here, we're gonna have to make sure we change the name of this class, because it has to be what we want, which is custom expansion tile. That's very important actually. You don't want to mess with like the original ones, because then you will be actually able to kind of import that package, the new one, even if it was expansion tile, but definitely make sure to change the name to something different. And now here I can just use the quick help here, and I have imported that here. So I'm just gonna restart my whole app, and now this one was the default one, just ease in and ease out. This one had the animation. So for the expansion we had that elastic, and for collapsing we had a different time, which was like 1 second. We can do like the same animation here, elastic out, and check that out over here. So I have this, and then that's gonna be like the slower animation. So that's about it. You make sure to play with these, and this was again just an example of what you could do with other widgets and other libraries from pub.dev. If you have any questions, please make sure to comment under this video. If you want me to create any videos specific to any topics that you have in mind, also make sure to let me know. And please don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your support, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon.